the first part of workshop is also talk about the cyber essential. So you guys may have seen these infographics from the CSA website, right?
Yes.
So in there we have 5 major pillars: access management, protection, updates, and backup, and lastly is response. Okay. So today we'll cover the response and backup part more, but let's go very quickly on the first few pillars. So access management, the main goal is know what you're going to protect. So you need to have a access management to discover what you have on your site and find out any known device, missing device, rough device, or BYOD, whatever there is exists in your network. And sometimes you may have a suspicious virtual machine to point up. So that can be your employees or hackers anyway. So second pillar is talk about protection. So how to safeguard your existing system, to how to manage the access and the control of them. And the third pillar is about update, how to maintain all your software is patched and up to date. So there's a first pillar. We have few tools. The first one we call Run Zero. Okay, Run Zero is very simple, pure access discovery tools, and they have a free tier on less than 100 devices, I think. So you can and it's the great is the SaaS service also having free tier, so you can just install a Explorer, scan your network, and then enjoy their free tier. If you got more, then of course you can buy license from us. I think 100 up to 100 device, so you can just use it and for some time. If really like it or you need more, then you can buy license from us. Yeah. And the second one is Pandora. It's also more on monitoring. So it is not just access discovery. It helps you to monitor the network performance, hardware performance, server performance, application performance. Anything you want to monitor can be monitored by Pandora. It can also monitor like routers, switches, BYOD, even any device, as long as they got network. Okay. So last one is Atera. It's not just access management, but also monitoring, ticketing, automation. I will talk about Atera also because they have other automation profile. So yeah, so we can skip quickly on the first slide. So second is for protection. Talking about protection, so you know what you want to protect, then you have to protect them. Well, protection more is a prevention, but in nowadays we should assume hackers some already there or sooner or later will be there. So you assume they will try to destroy your system, to encrypt your files, ransom you, or steal your data, put it on the internet to sell, or or just upload to anywhere. So you have to prepare on that. Okay. So of course, the first defense maybe a network firewall, and then we have endpoint security. On the other hand, we can have any much more layer protection, like something we always suggest customer to do is a DNS security. So we have a product called Safe DNS. Why we do DNS security? Because whatever user want to access, which is good or bad, it must pass through a DNS restoration, because the real server is an IP address, okay? But the malware or the email phishing link all are within URLs, because user usually won't be tricked by 1.1.1, but they may be tricked by abc.com or shopee38.com. Okay, they will really think, oh, this is a new site of Shopee. I click it because they're phishing. With DNS filtering, we can help you to filter out those malware website, newly registered suspicious website, so they cannot access those website. Then they won't be being scammed, or malware will won't be downloaded. So DNS security is a quite cost-effective solution and apply to all your network. You can integrate with your firewall. You can integrate with your AD. If some roaming user, you can install an agent to ensure that they're protected everywhere. Of course, needless to say, ESET or other endpoint security, we have to protect the devices. Okay, so next pillar is about the updates. So nowadays, we always talk about vulnerability and patch management. So of course, we have some auto update for Windows or some even the browser. But the problem is it isn't effective, and sometimes it will have errors and bugs or conflicts and didn't resolve itself. If you don't have a closer look, it will stuck there for like a few years, 10 years. Uh-huh.
After you upgrade to the latest OS, can you go back to the previous OS?
If talking about patch, you can uninstall certain patch remotely. Okay, as long as your PC server is still up and running and responding to a Terra server, then you can uninstall certain patch. For software, you can uninstall and remote uninstall and install a version you want. Yeah, it works. You can do it remotely. And even EZ have a vulnerability and patch management. So we have few products carrying similar capability. But in case if you want a more automatic way to do all the stuff, Aptera may be a good choice. Okay, so this is the first three pillar we have to discuss. So let's go back to our today's slides that we focus on the rest of them. Okay, so these are more advanced control and about a backup and automation and cyber resilience. So it also is part of the Cyber Essential SG in Singapore. So we will deep dive understanding of incident response, backup, and automations. So give you focus more advanced aspect of the Cyber Essential framework. Because of course, if you finish that 5 category, you have already have a pretty good status. But it's not that enough. Yeah, it's not enough. Cyber Essential will tell you you have to do something more. So today I will try to cover some of them. And we are focused on the SMB or partners that are interested on their workshop. Okay. So we emphasize, so the 5 pillars, today we will focus on backup, response, automation, and integration. Okay. So we're today focus. So let's talk about more about the pillars 4, the backup. So of course, everyone know we have to do backup, but there's a few things that you must remember. First, hackers and cyber criminal or ransomware, they want to maximize their profit, so that they will try to sneak in your any storage to also encrypt your backup file if they can find it. So in few cases, I heard about some SME, they have backup, yes, but their backup also being ransomed. Why? Because they use a NAS, but the NAS is accessible and writable by anyone. So ransomware just say thank you. I will ransom all your backup also, right? Because its backup is also a valuable file. Ransomware should also be targeted. So there's 2 common way to tackle this problem. Some use air gap solutions, so they may put the backup file offline or a separate network. Some go for cloud backup, so they will have a separate copy to put in the cloud as a secondary storage. So offsite backup is essential actually for from day one that we have computer engineers talk about backup. Offsite backup is essential. I would say nowadays, if you going putting something on the cloud, is relatively cheap than few years before. So air gap sometimes too clumsy and difficult to manage. So people should go to the cloud. If you don't have like a terabyte of data, you just a few terabyte, it won't be expensive per month. Yeah, so maybe just I think less than 50. Yeah, 10 or 20 Sing dollar per month, you will handle a few terabyte data for the cloud storage. So we always recommend go for cloud for secondary restore copy, because it takes times if you restore from the cloud. Yeah, but if you got a nearline large storage for daily operation, the cloud is for your safeguard. It should be fine. It's worth to invest to that. But other than that, that is number two. Also very important is many SME or partner also forgot about it, because they subscribe some, especially for email and files on M365 or Google. Well, please remember that you pay the subscription fee. Microsoft or Google is only guarantee the application is available. They don't guarantee your data. So in case there's a lot that common, their whole data center being down because they will do their own load balancing availability. But don't forget about it. There will be human errors. Admin accidentally delete the wrong user. Maybe this candidate is still in this company, but that candidate left the company. But they delete my account. And you go to Microsoft or Google and they say, oh, sorry about that. I warned you. You deleted. You did it, right? No restore. So that's a human errors. And nowadays we may use some API, some integration. You may have grant some access to the third-party application. Maybe they got some bugs. Maybe the application being hacked. Then they will also remove your file. So the SaaS data also has to be backup. So we have a few solutions. If your main majority of data you're on email, Cloudmail, or OneDrive or Google Drive, keep it is a very good solution. We do a cloud-to-cloud backup. You need not to host any server. You just integrate them, and then they will do auto backup for you. They have the license by user, unlimited storage, two type of license. One is maximum 1 year retention. The enterprise license is unlimited retention, so you can keep it forever if you want. But from compliance overview, we shouldn't keep data more than the compliance requirements. So usually 5 years or 7 years, depends. So you can keep as much of data you want and keep it. So you just, when you restore, just remotely restore it. And the next is about the VMs, virtual machines. So it's also the same. If you delete the VM by mistake, it's hard to be recovered, no matter on the cloud or on-prem. So we have a very strong backup solution called Storage. We support majority platform from VMware, Hyper-V, Nutanix, Scale Computing, some open source virtual machine or cloud. We also support it. The last is about it is not a backup, but it serves a very good high availability purpose. Because for nowadays, if you want to build a new data center or we revamp for the network, we definitely we will consider using virtual machines, but not much people like VMware anymore. In the past, is there's a superstar, but yeah, but then now business world, things changes, acquisitions happens all the time. The license, yeah, is something is simply not acceptable for many. So they will escape from VMware. Yeah, it depends. If you need a very simple 1 or 2 VM, you can go to Hyper-V. It doesn't matter. But if you need more reliable, more complex functional features, Hyper-V seems not that possible. So so people start to think about how about we doing HCI, hyper converged infrastructure. So we also have a solutions called scale computing. You can see there's a few small computer there. It's already a HCI cluster. Yeah, so few small computer. Yeah, a cluster. So you turn off anyone, the VM still running. You always keep your data and server up and running. So it is a very good high availability solutions. I would say it backup, but there's no high availability, so I squeeze it into backup. So we have quite many vessels, containers. They are using scale computing because you can imagine if I go to like from Singapore, go around to US every months. So if there is server down, not like many years before. Nowadays, the vessel have so many systems, and they actually is always online. It's a office on the sea. So if the server is down, they will quite headache. So they need a high availability solution. So they choose for cell computing, and we have a so small form factor because even the vessel is very huge, but it's for cargoes. It's not for office. So the place for the server is very small. So they prefer those small form factor to squeeze into that cardboard. The cardboard. I would say I would call small cardboard to put the server. But anyway, it works very well for them. Even they not a always not a good weather there. So these are options for backup. Next about response. I think this is the weakest link in many SMB or even medium enterprise because we may have a firewall, we endpoint, we backup, but we don't have much measure to contain or retain those attack. Okay, restore a back from backup is a afterwards after your response, the last stage of response. But how you can support the attack, how you can retain it, contain it, that is the essence of the response. So the key action is to monitor. So as I've said earlier, we should assume the attack will success in certain stage. We hope not to be at the final stage, but initial stage is quite easy to go because we may just one or two employee click a certain link or open an attachment. It looks very legitimate, like someone sent a Excel for you. Well, we going to have a Christmas party. Let's fill up what you want to eat. But the Excel, when it open up, it will say, well, this Excel link to the vendor website, so you need to turn on the markup. Here's a step. Everyone follow the step, and they got infected. Well, there's an initial stage. It doesn't mean all your things will be a ransom or your system being destroyed. The problem is there's a footprint there. Okay, hackers start to attack and try to sneaking around, finding out stuff, stealing password, or try to get your Microsoft account or Google account to do much more things. But the one being infected, they don't think they've been infected because okay, I just turn on something and then I see some content. Oh, but the content is not I expect. Oh, it's a rubbish spam mail. I delete it. Yeah, to the user, the story may be done, but it's not that fast, right? So we should have a monitoring to collect or to have a certain extent to real time to detect is there something suspicious, is that something looks perfectly fine for each aspect, but combined together is a disaster. So we have just some way to collect those events, so have some integrated detections. At least we know something happened. Okay, we can do many things after that. or if even you just shut down the computer, then you have much more time to find out the real attack or what's going on, right? So we have few solutions there. First of all, is a very specific for ransomware attack. It's a containment tools, which is called Bureau, which is automate containment solutions. It will actively monitor all your file system, file server. Okay, so if there is a suspicious write or ransomware extension or suspicious behavior triggered by a certain user, it will integrate your existing infrastructure to disable the account, shut down the computer, to contain the ransomware. Okay, it didn't do protection like endpoint, but it monitored the files. Yeah, Buwo. Okay, so it will integrate, like if you got AD, integrate with AD. If you got Azure, integrate Azure, or if you integrate a firewall, integrate with firewall, then you can block the extension, external access. That's what we will do, but only specific to do file-based ransomware. Okay, for others they don't do. They just target ransomware. Well, it's more or less is a additional layer for protection against ransomware, because there's no 100% AV, no 100% solutions there. So we have to find a way in case it really comes in, is really start to encrypting file, we have something that we can stop it automatically. Because cyber criminal know when is your holiday. They will do the most of the attack just before your holiday or during your holiday, like Christmas Eve, New Year, Chinese New Year. Most of that happens on there, or sometimes Sunday. Yeah. So if they finish all the stuff, like you just give them 1 hour, they definitely can ransom all the files. So have an automatic containment is crucial if you have many valuable files that you must protect. Okay. Next about Graylog. Graylog is a log aggregator and SIEM tools. It collects logs from all your security solutions and help you to storage, to do index, to do correlation, to do alerts, and some of them you can do some auto response if you put some script there, like disable account, shut down computer. You can integrate with Graylog with some scripts, but more or less it's a more advanced tools, because SIEM is you have to handle all different kinds of logs from different security. I will say usually will be the last step of cybersecurity. Okay, if you got certain defense in place, if you want to put them together to further enhance, you can consider using Graylog. But some users are doing simple way first. So we gather all the logs, store it first, have some simple correlation or alert rules first. Then later on, think about SIEM or others. Yeah, it's also work. Graylog can do it for you first also. Last is about Atera. Okay, Atera is a real-time. Actually, it's a RMM plus PSA. RMM is remote monitoring solutions. PSA is a ticketing system in short. So after you install engine, we do active monitoring. You can do remote monitoring, and we can help you to auto patching, update software, and we have a ticketing system. So you can handle those custom user or customer IT requirements. You know, a ticket to handle that with a proper way. Yeah, ticketing system more or less is required in many compliance and IT requirements. Yeah. So let's dive in a little bit on automation and remote response. Well, um, nowadays we all talking about AI and machine learning or that. Well, but we are not that convenient yet. So far, I don't see a very reliable AI IT engineers available to help you to do all the patching or reply emails yet. So we still rely on some tools to help our engineers to automate their daily works. But in some extent, it helps a lot. So there's two things we can do with automation and remote response. First, you have to something you can monitor your device. So that's why we have Atera, and we do automation profile and scripts to update for you. And on the other hand, that is on a daily maintenance basis. In case if you have cyber security incident, you may look for some auto threat alert or even resolutions, containments. So Greylock can help you to do that, but of course you need to do something, some rules to do the correlation. Yeah, because for simple malware, you should rely on your endpoints or many others detections. For those advanced attack or hidden attack, you may need to have a more advanced tools like Greylock to dig it out. Also, for if you host web server, you may consider to have a WAF, or you may already have a WAF. If not, do consider about it. But on the other hand, we should think about how to protect users from accessing to different kind of websites. As I shared earlier before, safety net is a very good solution to help just safeguard your end users from them to like accessing my website, phishing link, and of course we have a database or AI database to have categories, so you can limit the categories of website they access. Like you don't want people watching porn on your guest Wi-Fi, right? So please block it. Yeah. So that's what we can do with CDS. You can maintain productivity and also safeguard the user from bad websites. So let's go for a few live demo. I heard you guys more interest on Atera, so let's go to Atera first. So we can to move to the other. Let me end this presentation first. Here. Okay, good. Now we have let's go to this one. Okay, Atera is a cloud platform. We have a ticketing system. We have, is that too small? Let me make it bigger. Yeah, much better. So we have a ticketing system and we can remote monitor. So let's deep dive a little bit. So this is the dashboard. So we will know how many tickets is open, how many is pending, how many is overdue. We can assign SLA to different group of user or different site, or you can say department, just group that you can assign different SLA. So we can have SLA on like when should be the first response, when should the ticket be closed. Yeah, so we can show you how many tickets will due today, how many tickets is already overdue, how many tickets open or pending, something like that. Those is tickets. And alerts. What is alerts is because we have an agent that you can install to your endpoints. We will actively monitor your device CPU, memory, process, many matrix, and you can customize. Then we can fire up alerts. It have two levels, simply warning and critical. And you can convert all critical alerts into a tickets. And the tickets can assign to someone. If you got like two staff, one is mainly focused on server and network, one mainly focused on PC, then you can route tickets to each of them. Okay, and Atera is a heavily integrate with AI, but my license expired, so cannot show you. But I can tell you quite few features. First of all the ticket we have AI tagging capability. So we will know it's about server, about hardware, about network. Then you can writing rules to route those tickets. You need not to manually to triage the category. You just make use our AI tagging technology, then write some ticketing rules to do auto assignment. So you can, to save some time for us. And for tickets, let's take a look. So we have, we can assign ticket, we can change priority, we can change your status here, or we can go depth. So the ticket, you can, of course, you will reply here. If you reply here, the user will receive an email. Or if you internal note, it's an internal discussion. So the user will not see this message only among the engineers. So the reply you can generate with AI, which is a copilot, or you can ask AI to give you some suggestion, like some Outlook configuration requests. Maybe the request is quite unusual. You may ask Copilot how to do that, or generate reply for me. In some cases, you can ask AI to do it for you. Like, of course, AI configuration is not that common. For those like software install requests, like can I install a Adobe Reader, PDF readers, or install antivirus, you can ask Atera to execute for you. As long as you got the software package pre-configured, then it can do it for you. So there's tickets. And next is site. So we can group the device, user all together in a site. You can imagine it's a physical premises or a department. It's up to you. And below that, you can set up some folders and groups. And we have overviews, users. The user is for them to raise tickets. Okay, they can raise ticket from email. They send an email, it will become a ticket. Or we can let them to log in the web portal to load the ticket with certain user forms. You can define some forms like for requesting new hardware, fill this form. Requesting software install, fill this form. Requesting others, fill this form. It's up to you. So you can create different form for them. Then they log in the web portal. They can fill the form and they have a correct tickets with correct details, and they can review the ticket status on the web portal. Okay. So you also can group devices here. Yeah, so we can have, let me show you a online one. So you can see a few device is being managed and online. Then I can remote access to those server anytime, like I can do it. Actually, I connect one here. Is a Spreadtop, because Atera already integrates Spreadtop in our agent install, and our license already include at least 2 concurrent connections for each engineer. So each engineer can log in 1 or 2 server or PC anytime remotely. And of course, you can do many things here. You can like install software, uninstall software, do patching, run scripts, manage services, or queue sometimes. Yeah, many things. Even you can transfer file, remove, edit some registry, go to the Windows event viewer to view the Windows event. Almost everything. Yeah, or launch the direct connection, remote connection. Okay, so this is, you can remote access the server to do anything you want. So this is a device part.
You have to install, right?
You have to install agent before you gather all this information. Yeah. if you don't install any agent, you still can use the ticketing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But if you want to do monitoring and also all those remote access, you have to install the agent. Okay, so let's go to the automation part. So let's go to one Windows update profile that I'm using now. So you can create many different automation profile. Each profile can have different schedule. Like this one is every day 1 a.m. And you can send the report after finish or fail, send to a certain email. Then you can apply OS patches for Windows, Mac, and Linux. You can choose to reboot or not, and you can maintain a software bundle. So a list of software you can install and make it up to date. Okay. For Windows, you can make use of WinGet, which is a new repository available from Windows. It's just a mirror for the Windows Store. Yeah, but on a command line basis. So they will connect to Windows Store to download the updates for you, like Update Office, Adobe Reader. Most of the common software are already there. So you can update all the software with WinGet. Then it just apply this profile to ensure you have up-to-date Windows and software they support. So you can, of course, if you want to look into very detail, you can go to our patch management portal to take a look on each OS, like how many OS patch is available, is that any missing OS patches. So for example, for this patch, we have 4 devices haven't applied. You can drill down and of course you can apply, add the sample install for you. Yeah, you can install because I keep it there because it's a.
But when you install, will you go offline or just carry on? Just will you reboot the depends on the patch.
Well, for reboots, it depends of the for this manual process, it definitely won't reboot. And also for the reboot behavior, we have a configuration policy there. Let me show you. So you can apply a policy about Windows Update reboot requirement. So you can rely back to the device setting, because some cases you have GPO, then follow the GPO. Otherwise, you can control it. Like you can let the end user to choose what to do. They can delay like 60 minutes, maximum 5 times, and you can customize the message, or you can just reboot for after certain time, regardless what they do. It's up to you. You can to do this policy and apply to different group of user with different policy. Of course, for server, you won't do it auto. You definitely want make it like either schedule maintenance time or do it manually. For PC, you just prompt the user to ask them to reboot, and you can take over the Windows update to avoid the crash of the schedule and control. And then you can apply to different sites or groups agents. Okay, so this is automation. Well, we have still many features like network discovery and paging
features. But you discover or you discover.
Well, okay. Because it's a cloud service, so we cannot scan your network directly, right? So how it works is very simple. Let's take this, okay? So we will make use of one of your PC already install our agent, and then scan through that agent to do that network. You can schedule it. You can choose what kind of port you want to also scan it, because we will not just scan to find out new devices. We will check is that already controlled by Altera, of course. We'll try to find out the OS, host name, IP address, MAC address, all the detail. If you provide SNMP, we also can try to pull data from SNMP, because many network device you can set our SNMP, then we can pull it up. And also we will try to do some net security scan at the same time. So if we find a new device, we'll try to scan their open ports. We will know what kind of ports they are open, and we will try to get the potential vulnerabilities for those open ports. Okay, so you will have a general network security overview.
So definitely install the features on that. It's the machine in the network, in the network.
Yes, they make use of them just to do the scan. Yeah, then you will know what's there. Okay. Well, there's other minor features, but we don't have time to go through all of them. Is that enough? Do you have any other question on that, Tara? Yeah, maybe we can do it later. So let's take a quick look on Keep-it, which is another solutions for cloud backup. Okay. Okay. NordPass is also very recommended for every size company.
You see, 1.0 is free, but 1.0 and this is what's the difference? What's the difference?
1.0 only provide a access discovery. They don't have all those auto update patching. They don't have that feature.
But it's only for discovery.
Yes, only do discovery. Let me show you if you ask. So it looks like this. So it also, you can do some schedule scan. There's a schedule scan, and then you can the result is like this. So you will have list of device that we found by 1.0. You can they also install a agent. Yeah, you can install an agent to one of your computer, and they do the scan. And also you can integrate with some cloud service like AWS, Azure. Then you can find out those VM server on the cloud. Then
but you cannot patch, right?
Cannot. You can only see the detail. Like let me click one of that. Like this one. So it provides much more detail, but more than enough actually. Yeah, more hacker style stuff. So you will see the device when it's found, yeah, OS, and some history of that. So we can just provide information here. So 1.0 is a very simple, direct access discovery tools that you can make use of. Even the vulnerabilities come from third-party data source. They don't do vulnerability scan. So they just do access discovery. Yeah. So very simple, easy to use. If you just want a simple discovery tools, you can think about 1.0. But if you think about we want patching all the stuff there, you should go for Terra. Okay. So this is a access part and the automation part. Let's go to the backup. So Keep-it is pretty straightforward. If you got a portal, you just create a connector. We have few. So it connect to your M365 or Google. And now we support backing up Extra ID, M365, Google Workspace, Salesforce, and Power Dynamics CRM. Yeah, but majority of the customer either Google or M365. But for M365, you're entitled to do Extra ID backup for free. Yeah, because if you use more on Azure AD, especially if you host application there, you have many service account. So if you delete those service account by mistake, it will be very troublesome. Even you recreate, it won't work. So backing up Extra ID is very important for those heavily using it.
Let's say Google, let's say inside how many, let's say MTB, right? Data, right?
Yep.
Do backup 10 TB.
No problem. Unlimited storage.
But how about, okay, then later you show me the restoration. I can select account with it or select, how do I see the?
Okay, let me show you now. Let me get a demo. Yes, this demo. Okay. So Okay, let's do it here. When you back up, you can choose what to back up first of all. You can choose to back up email or not, public folder or not, Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, or checks. Okay, and each of them you can choose which user you want to back up or which user group you want to back up. Then after that, when you want to do restore, like here, okay. So there are two types of restore. Of course, restore directly from your backup. We also support import. So it means we can support you import from other tenant. Yeah. So if got maybe you got two tenant backing up in Kibit, you can move the user from A to B. Yeah, because sometimes some company have the two entity, the people moving around, and very headache how to move the data there. Yeah, so we can support it. Let's go to a very simple back restore. First of all, you choose the date. Okay, so we will automatically back up every 12 hours. So 2 times a day, simply. So I can choose the latest one. Then I can choose like Exchange, or I just want to restore OneDrive. So this is a whole OneDrive way you do. Okay, then I can replace. I can restore to a new folder. Okay, all in place. Okay, then many others you can choose. Then again, we will restore for you. Of course, this is a whole account restore, but we can do it like a drill down like here. So I can go to the user, go to Canva, go to OneDrive, go to directory, then go to, okay, I want to restore this one map file. Then I can download it, I can restore in place, I can restore all file version, only the recent version, then it will restore to that file. Okay, and we can share this link to someone. Okay, with password, they can give the password and log in and then browse like here to restore what they found. You know, sometimes people will come to you, well, Ken, if I lost a file, Excel file, I forgot the name, it roughly last week, I know the content, can you help me to find it? Here's the link, you can find it. Yeah, save each other's time, right? And we have a different prefix. So I'm the master admin, so I can drill down in that level, even I can preview it. But for those normal administrator, you can give it some restore privilege, so they can only restore the file to the original user or new folder only. It's not allowed to restore others. You can do, and also not allowed to download, and not allowed to preview. Yeah, only high privilege administrators can preview. Yeah, of course, you share the link to someone that can preview. Yeah, then we'll avoid some noise, say this is not good, there's a privacy issue, this is data leak issue. No, they don't have the privilege to do that. Okay, and we have the log or the log to log all the activities, even preview, even open each folder, so it will be logged on any action by the user or the administrators. So we have this is very good, easy to use backup solutions. Yeah. Next. Yeah.
So for example, let's say for example, then how about the, let's say for example, I will say protection, but how about let's say somebody planted malware or whatever files there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will it appear in the log? Will it appear in the but no, it will, this is only for backup, right?
That's a very good question. Well, for first of all, for the cloud backup, we don't have any additional API to just scan the file, so we just as it. Yeah, backup as it. Well, so that's why normally we will suggest you have a cloud mail security. Let me show you. We have a ESET.
So that means that the protection must done properly because or else inside there the backup might have an issue, right? Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think that there's a two concern about the uh, backup for malware. Well, uh, first of all, do we have enough a long enough retention. Because in many view case, someone hit by ransomware, okay, their backup is not being infected. It's fine, it's clean. Not clean, it's working, okay? But they find out the case too late.
Correct.
3 months later, okay?
Yes.
Well, because they didn't include everything. They just include 1 or 2 folders or 1 or 2 users' computer, and they cry. Well, if the file is 3 months, may not be that useful, but they just want to run it. But we don't have a clean copy, so so that's why we have a very long retention, 1 year or unlimited. So KitKat can help you to keep it long enough. You should able to find out the good copy. But the point is, how can we know when it's infected, right?
Yeah, correct.
There's two things we can do. First of all, if you got endpoint security, you do endpoint security, and we also have a cloud office security. Let me show you. Yeah, it's MFA. I hate MFA. I have too many.
Thank you, and thanks so much for answering the question.
No problem lah.
So then we synergize the actual usage of how some.
Yes. So like so ESET got a cloud office security that also integrate with either M365 or Google. So it additional layer of protection. So any new email comes in, it will help you to scan. And we have a cloud sandbox capability. So it's not just a scanning known malware, but we also try to find out unknown malware and new malware. So you just integrate with Tandem like
How
here.
do you compare this one? Google itself, right? I'm using Google Space. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you, if you using M365, I will say you must employ ESET Cloud Office Security because the one in Microsoft is really bad.
Lousy, right?
Lousy.
Okay.
Yeah. For Google, it depends. Frankly speaking, it depends because I'm also using Google Workspace.
Yeah.
I don't receive that. I never receive attachment with malware, but sometimes receive phishing link, spam link, and malware link sometimes. So it's really up to you. Do you want to fill this last small gap? Yeah. I will say it is really useful on mail, but in case you heavily rely on Google Drive and many people upload file and sharing, you may consider because we can help you to additional scan the files on Google Drive. In case you find a malware and bad file, it can help you to replace to be a text file and telling the user that, well, you upload a malware file. We removed already. So here is the text.
Google will scan it.
Google will scan it. Yeah, they also will also scan. But so how it depends how heavily you rely on that. So if you really heavily rely on the Google Drive, you may consider to adopt ESET. But if you using Microsoft, definitely you need it. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's take a final one. The most challenging, I try to make it bigger. So last one is about Greylog. So this is a one very small lab I currently running. So Greylog is first of all they are log aggregator. So it helps you to collect all the logs from different data source and store in a index and let you search, create alerts, create correlation rules, which is a the log operation part. And we have a security part. We call it enterprise security, Greylog security. So it will have a normal SIEM capability. We have threat intelligence. We have all those detection rules, which we are using Sigma rules. So which is an open source rules. So you need not to have a very high-end expert to writing the correlation rule for you. You can rely on those open source resources to deploy the rules. Of course, you can change it on yourself, or if you read some news, then you can create based on that, or even you can find it very quickly from GitHub. So those rules is look like this. So those Windows event, how it defines is a XML like text file. So it will available in most of the open source repository. So you can
ask you a question. So you say, for example, for how does it go and get the log? How does it? You mean you also do a discovery? It does discovery the machines or?
Also usually not. Greylog doesn't do that because it's a more or less for the log size is more passive. Is you have to set up to feed the log to the server. Okay. Usually we use syslog. So the firewall network device usually have a syslog. For Windows, they don't support syslog, so you have to install a agent to read those Windows events. Mac support the syslog. Yeah, in order to take an agent.
How about NAS? How about NAS? Like for example, Synology NAS.
NAS usually have a syslog. Yeah, usually most of the cases the network device will have a syslog, and even they don't. I would say usually they would have, but sometimes you may need more, either through a webhook or through XMP. You can pull like this. Okay, let me show you how you get it. So you just go to inputs, then you can create a new one. So we have some preset. So AWS, we have few one. Bits is the one I'm talking about, the agent. Okay. And then the CEF is also other common, more modern format for syslog. And then we have Giro.
Google Workspace.
Yeah, Google just Gmail log events. So but you
no more,
in because there's a new Google Workspace. It's a new one. Yeah, yeah. So because they are more integrated now, many. But at the end of the day, most of the case you can use syslog. Okay. So after you create syslog, I think I have one syslog. Yeah, this is syslog.
Can I answer this question? Important question to me.
Yeah.
So because also we gather all the logs, right? It's a lot, man. But of course it's all centralized, right? Do you have AI or whatever to help us to read the log, or to manage, to give some input, or to study the log?
Okay. So for AI part, we don't do on the ingress. We still need some work to do to phrasing the log, to reason the log. We have few things we can do, like let me show you. It's extractors. Yeah. So something we call extractors. So you can use, first of all, of course, you can manually write a regular expression to fit it, or we can have something called group engine. We have some preset regular expression that you can just click and add to the chain. Because at the end of the day, usually we have days and a host name and IP and then this and then that and then that. So you usually will know the sequence of fields. So you can just adding the sequence. Oh, this is day regular expression. This is a host app. Then you can map those to our fields. Then you can make a system to make it phrasing into a database. So then will be much more searchable and usable, right? because each device have different log format. So we have to make it reason.
Or we just put them into a central unified database.
Yes, because we have our own fields, so you can fit into our fields, then you will able to make use of that. Like this is the field list. Yeah, field list. So this is a common field list. So many open source using this. So, but quite long, yeah, because but those host name, source IP is quite common, yeah. No worries, you have service. Well, and then next is index. Okay, index is after you. Okay, I have set up a input. I know how to reason those data. Then we will know where it's stored and how long we store. So index is for the how we store in our open search.
But I want to ask one important question, because it's like I think so. For example, let's say people want to do forensic on these logs. Is this helpful? Is this gray log helpful?
It's designed for do that.
To do the forensic.
Yes. Because to search, so you can do search with very quickly with our OpenSearch integration, because we store your log in OpenSearch. So OpenSearch is just Elasticsearch. It's the same thing. It's designed to do indexing, searching, filtering in very fast on very huge data sizes. So you can do filters, you can do many combination to do the forensics with the search, and those are correlation rules and alerts rules. So that's how what Greylog is designed. So let's get back to the index. Yeah. So index, what we do is we set up different retention for different logs, because each input you can correlate to different index. Each index have their retention. So maximum how many they store, minimum how many they store. After that, we can archive or put to the cold storage, or remove from system to archive it, so we can maximize the performance, because we don't want to keep too much, but we don't want to keep too little. Yeah. So
it's like you set a range of 30 to 40 days. Like,
by default, you mix with that. Yeah. Some user like 90 days, also reasonable, but you have to prepare for the more storage on OpenSearch. Okay. So you can do like, let me show you one. So click in. So in there you can define how long it take, how long it store, where to archive, something like that. Yeah, you can get the. So here, so how long you put in the hot storage, and how many days you put the warm storage, and even you can add one more stage called archive that will kick out to a nearby storage. Then we have pipeline. Pipeline is for you to add more fields, add more data. So like for example, I got IP address, I want to know the country, right? So use the pipeline to fill up the countries, or you have some maybe you have every directory. So you may want to link the host name to the user, or user to the host name, whatever you want. Then you can do a pipeline. Next is about after you pipeline, you have a very good database. Then you can create alerts. Alerts, yeah, here. So you can create alerts. Okay, so if you're using a paid version, we have something called Illuminate package. It already help you to phrase the log, nutrition the log, create some dashboard, create alerts, and create some detection rules. So if you do it yourself, of course, you can create like here. You can create events like, for example, if you find a Windows event 4126, I forgot the number. It's a failed login, right? So you connect it 5 times, so in 5 minutes, send me alert. Of course, you can do that. But also, if you're using a paid version, you can make use of enumerate package. We have quite many already there. So like Apache, DN server, Win server, whatever, firewall, FortiGate, whatever. Then it will be, after you deploy, it will find the correlation, the corresponding logs. That it will show you. Let me show you the dashboard. It will show up like this. Let me show you. Let me find one. Yes, window applications. So you just turn on the package. All message. I'm not sure we have enough data here. That it will form this chart sometime. But this is too slow. A VM of a VM, so very slow. Okay, anyway, so it will form those charts for you. So you need not to create, even you're passing the log, you need not to do that. Yeah, or as long as it's already in the image package. So those common firewall, free servers, application, we already have those packages. Then you can make use of it. Then we will generate charts and all this. And you.
Is it by number of devices or how?
Okay, it's same for all those log aggregation or SIEM. We license by daily log ingress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now we have a one more function called data warehouse, or forgot what the term is. A data warehouse. Okay, so for the data warehouse, we don't license it because they're not in the index. Okay, so all your log, if you just put in the data index, the data warehouse, it won't be charged. Only you put in the index and Jennings kind of log chart, we will bill you the license. So very simple. Like if you have 100 gigs per day, but some of them you just keep for compliance or keep for whatever reason, but you don't think you will use it to do detection or forensics in any sense. Maybe half of it. So half of it you put in the data store, it won't be charged. Okay. For other 50 gigs, if we're using, it will be charged.
For the forensic.
Yeah, for the forensic part. Yeah, because some logs like file access, maybe you may not need to take care about, because though maybe half of that is file access, open file, close a file, write a file. Yeah, sometimes you may need it, but in very rare case. Yeah, because you may more interest on login, log off, install software, and install software. After that, if you steal something, you can put it back. Then yeah, it's fine. So it's very good, very competitive licensing model for Graylog.
Yeah, at least you can pay according to what you want to do.
Yes, you really need use it, because for those on the storage, you just keep it. Yeah, you just keep it. Yeah. Okay, so these are still running. Yeah, I don't know. Forget about it. Let me go to. Yeah, maybe too much, because I run it a portable drive.
Oh, portable drive will slow.
Yeah, it already SSD, but still slow. Yeah, anyway.
External, right?
Yeah, external. So let's do some more sum up. So today I mainly go through the backup and show you keep it. If you got interest, you also can take a look at storage or scale computing. For response, mainly is Graylog and Altera. Okay. For of course Bulwark, if you focus on file-based ransomware. For Greylock, is a generic cybersecurity incident or events. It will correlate and alerts you. Then you can make use of Altera to do further response or integrate some script with Greylock also. But Altera is more easy to use, I would say, for response. You can remote shut down something, turn off something very easily through Altera. And also Altera got some automation, and we discuss an additional things on protection. It's called say DNS, which is DNS protection. So yeah, that's it for today. It's about half of the cyber essential is SG. Yeah, do some demo to you. So any other questions for you? Stop.